the irony was that in 2024, you warned us about long-range weapon systems that Pakistan was doing, and now Trump is talking about this. Therefore, I want to talk about the arc of American foreign policy. In 2024, Pakistan was a threat with their missile technology. In 2026, Asim Munir is President Trump's favorite military general.
2025.
Yeah, still. So, explain to New Delhi how does that work?
Yeah, look, it's hard for me to explain, honestly. We used to, in the United States, have a lot more consistency on foreign policy when you went from one administration to another, even from a Democratic to a Republican or Republican to a Democratic.
Yeah.
What's different now is nothing significant seems to survive that transition anymore. And the first Trump term really was the inflection point for this. President Trump, during his first term, pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord, pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal. It was virtually unprecedented for a new American administration to withdraw from agreements that had been made by its predecessor. Now that is par for the course in our politics, and I think the result of that is going to be that countries are less likely to think about the United States in strategic terms, over the long horizon, the way countries have in the past. They have made, many countries, big bets on the United States as a partner that would endure for generations. Now I think they're more likely to think about us in 4-year increments, because after that, it's too unpredictable.
What has Pakistan promised the Americans that relationship has remained steady and has probably grown a bit under the Trump presidency? I mean, the irony over here, we're talking about Iran, is their historical nuclear program, the P1, P2 rotors, is based on A.Q. Khan's smuggled European nuclear technology. I mean, this is a country that's also worked with North Korea on nuclear materials for their missile technology. This is a country that hosted Osama bin Laden in its land, yet it remains a crucial partner. Please explain what has Pakistan given America or promised America that partnership remains strong even today.
I mean, look, I'm aware of all the history that you just recounted. Pakistan has been a U.S. partner for quite some time, and that's not new under the Trump administration. They've always been a complicated partner. The relationship has really ebbed and flowed. Sometimes we have really relied on and needed Pakistan to pursue our own interests, particularly when we were fighting the war in Afghanistan. Again, I'm not the right person to explain what exactly transpired that has shifted the U.S.-Pakistan relationship so much toward a closer relationship in this administration. I observed what you all have observed. There was a short conflict between India and Pakistan. Pakistan invited the United States in to help resolve that conflict. I don't know exactly what role the United States played, but they claim to have played a significant role. And then afterwards, Pakistan profusely thanked the president, said he should be nominated for a Nobel Prize. All of these things, I think, were significant in how the president thought about that country. Obviously, in India, for a whole different set of reasons, a different approach was taken, which I understand. So I'm not sure it's all that much more complicated than that. I've seen the reports, as you have, of business dealings and other things, but I can't speak to any of that. I don't know if it's true.